Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hi. So we are going to talk with Dr. S. L. Dhani about. Sir, you can speak now.
How to understand the working of politics and administration in India. Normally, everyone seems to understand that Indian politics and administration is working according to the constitutional provisions of India. But in actual practice, the things are happening in such a manner that the constitution doesn't seem to operate insofar as politics and administration in actual practice is concerned. In India, it appears that everything is still conducted in keeping with the dictates of ancient Indian Hindu religious literature, as indicated from Puranas and its most important code, Manusmriti. In Puranas, there are many stories which concern the gods, the goddesses, and the heavenly objects.
One thing I like to interrupt on one point. See, many times I have interviewed you and I talk to you, but you tell me one thing that when you give reference of Puranic stories, see, no one is reading Puranas now. Hindu or whichever caste, they don't read Purans now. So how can you justify in saying that administrative policies are governed by Puranas, where none of the Hindu is reading Puranas?
No, these are two different points of view, whether Hindus are reading Puranas or not. But if I am attempting a comparison between the practice in administration and politics with ancient thinking, it becomes a fact whether one reads Puranas or not.
But how can you say that it becomes a fact? See, when nobody is not reading, this means nobody is not practicing. So how can you say?
Okay.
Or can you differentiate between reading and practicing?
Good question. This will be illustrated from one story that will be at the beginning of our a sort of introduction to our topic. There is a story about Dhruva, the pole star. As per that story, Dhruv is the son of one king, Uttanpad, and he has got another son whose name is Uttam. Dhruv is the son of Suniti, literally good policy, and Uttam is the son of a younger wife or concubine whose name is Suruchi, that means who is good to look at. Here, Suniti is the senior queen who is given charge of housekeeping, and Suruchi is the younger queen who normally remains always present in the bedroom, and Dhruv is 5 years old, therefore he doesn't remain in the lap of the king or father because of his age and because his mother is busy in housekeeping functions, therefore he would be with his mother. But Suruchi is younger and she stays in the bedroom and her son Uttam is 6 months old, and therefore he has to remain in the lap of the mother or the father. Now, if you apply this to the actual functioning of administration, then you have to assume.
No, but assume, okay.
You have to assume that Uttan Pad stands for, let us think, take the example of his state administration. So Uttan Pad stands for a chief minister, and his senior queen Suniti stands for senior bureaucracy, and his younger queen Suruchi stands for junior bureaucracy, and Dhruv stands for the person or the administrator who is to the liking of the senior most bureaucracy, head of the bureaucracy, say chief secretary. And Uttam is the choice of the junior bureaucracy represented by principal secretary
No,
to the chief minister.
Here I like to interrupt one thing.
Okay.
As what I said, see, I said that no one is reading Puranas.
Doesn't matter.
So you are giving reference of the Purana stories. Now, about you just said that let us presume or let us assume, and you are making a comparison between a story and a fact which is existing today in modern world. But sir, how do you justify? See, you are making comparison. Making a comparison is not a proper fact. See, in 10th standards, students make comparison between solar system and electromagnetic field. That doesn't mean that they are same. So making a comparison between a story and saying that people are following or people are doing that, the story which they have not heard. So how will you justify that?
The moment I tell the story, it gets rather the fact becomes explained to the audience. So whether it is contained in a Puran or anywhere else, the moment it is narrated, it becomes a story.
No.
And comparison.
But you are saying that our present administration is like this.
Yes. Okay. So let me explain. And after you have heard that, you are free to raise the questions. But first it has to be completed from my side that this is how the actual administration is conducted. Okay? Now, I said that senior bureaucracy is headed by chief secretary, and comparatively junior bureaucracy is headed by principal secretary to the chief minister. Chief secretary is given the functions which are comparable to housekeeping. So he has to take care to ensure that everything is conducted in accordance with the rules and regulations and declared policies of the government. But the same thing does not apply to the principal secretary, because principal secretary to chief minister is required to carry out the wishes of the chief minister, which are not necessarily in keeping with the declared policy or rules or regulations. So, principal secretary to the chief minister is one who always remains within sight of the chief minister, which means, or which can be said to indicate, that he always stays in the bedroom. Why does he stay in the bedroom? Because he is compared to the junior, younger queen, who is dear to the heart of the chief minister or the ruler. And the senior queen, because of her age and older expressions, so she is not needed always in the bedroom. So she is given the job of managing the other aspects of the administration. Now come to the question of the choice of the senior most person in the administration, that is Chief Secretary. Chief Secretary selects the people who are to perform the secretarial jobs. That means Joint Secretary, Deputy Secretary to Government, etc. But Principal Secretary to Chief Minister makes the selection of the field officers. For example, Deputy Commissioners, Heads of Departments, and Superintendent of Police, and other district heads. So these are the jobs which are offered on the basis of selection made by Principal Secretary to the Chief Minister, and he happens to pick up such of the officers who are not much knowledgeable.
But why you think that they pick? But why do you think that?
Okay.
What made you think that they pick the officers which are not capable?
Because he wants to use them in such a manner that he gives instructions, you do this, and they say, sir, I have done this.
No, but why do you think so? See, you are telling
It's
this
not
thing.
a question of thinking. I am talking on the basis of what I have seen happening.
But can you give some live example?
Okay. Now, what is the pattern of appointments?
No, from your life.
Yes. I am talking on the basis of my experience. Joint secretaries who assist the Chief Secretary, they are senior people and they sit in the Secretariat. That is like a jungle. Anyone who sits in the Secretariat is not entitled to the ordinary perks which are normally available to the field officers and the district heads of any department. So this is the pattern. And let us take the example of, say, IAS officer. A deputy commissioner is normally appointed when he has completed about 5 years of his service, and a person who has put in about 7-8 years of service, he goes to the Secretariat. So the junior person enjoys the powers which cannot be imagined by senior officers throughout their life. So, and these junior people can be, when I say that a person who has completed about 5 years in IAS, he is appointed as Chief Minister. So, out of these 5 years, first 3 years are given to training him. So, when he is given the job of a district magistrate, he is not in a position by this time to understand all the niceties of administration. Whereas his seniors who have put in 5 to 10 years more, they are much more knowledgeable. And by virtue of their being more knowledgeable people, whenever they are given instructions or orders by the seniors to do a particular job in a particular fashion, those officers will point out that this is in accordance with this regulation or not. And if it is not in accordance with the regulation, he will say, no, this cannot be done. It is not permitted by the rules. Because that senior officer doesn't bother that whether the person who has ordered him gets annoyed or pleased, because he is already in a jungle of this Secretariat where he has already been refused by his posting in the secretariat the perks which are normally being enjoyed by his much junior officers. And a junior officer who is enjoying these these powerful positions, he fears that if he annoys the appointing authorities, then he is likely to be transferred to a junior, another unimportant post, or to the secretariat job. So this means that junior people are selected, or ignorant people, more ignorant people are selected for most important functions of the field, in the hope that they are not in a position to argue whether a particular order is in keeping with the rules and regulations or not. And in view of the position that he is conscious of this fact, that in spite of his being very junior in age, he has been given a job which is carrying much more disproportionate perquisites as compared to his seniors who are denied all these perks. This is what I mean by saying this. So, Chief Secretary is compared with the Suniti, good policy. His job is to ensure that everything is in keeping with the rules and regulations.
But why do you think that this is happening in India?
I have seen throughout my life that this is only thing that is happening
but
in
is
India.
this happening in India, other part, because you have also been to other parts of the world and seen the administration?
I have been to some countries of the world, that's a different matter. But so far as my experience in administration is concerned, that experience belongs only to the Indian conditions.
Can you tell us about the years you had been in the government services and your posts?
First of all, I joined as extra assistant commissioner. This position gave me the positions like magistrate, subdivisional magistrate, deputy director of a particular department, or when I came to Delhi on deputation with Municipal Corporation of Delhi, so I was given the job as deputy director vigilance, assistant commissioner, zonal assistant commissioner civilians, competent authority slums, and so on. And when I came to Government of India on deputation, I was administrative officer come under secretary in the office of Registrar General of India come census commissioner. And in the state I held many secretarial jobs, and also I have been the chief administrator housing board and chief executive Khadi, Haryana Khadi and Village Industries Board, and so on. And I have also been the director of industrial training, also worked as a additional director industries, joint registrar cooperative societies, and so on.
Which caste you belong, sir?
I belong to, I am a Dalit officer, and my caste is Chamar caste.
And during which years you served?
I got admitted to the PCS in the year 1959 on the basis of the examination result of 1957, and I was allotted on my selection to the IAS the year 1970. So by now there is nobody in Government of India who has been of my seniority. So nobody at present is there in service.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you, sir. We will keep our talks, like we will continue our talks and in the another video.
Okay.
Thanks for
Thank you. Thank you.